All right, what is up, everybody? Michael Lamar here from Wall Street IO, the #1 backtesting platform for swing traders. And guess what? We are now complete with August trading. And as I mentioned, $230 as a potential target a couple weeks ago. We've almost hit it this last Friday. We got as high as 228, almost to 229. It's been an incredibly exciting time to be an Apple trader or Apple investor. We've just come off of 3 massive payday cycles. This is the most bullish month I can remember with Apple stock. And again, as you remember from 2 weeks ago, when I was discussing this pattern right here, as we were breaking out, I said it was a curling pattern. It was one of the most bullish patterns that we can see in a stock. And I was really excited about the possibility of Apple getting up to, I thought, as high as 230 by the end of August, but we got about $1 or so shy of that. Very, very exciting time. There were a few reasons I thought I could get that high, and I covered it 2 weeks ago. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go ahead and include a couple minutes little snippet from my Apple video I published 2 weeks ago right now, and then I'll see you back here, okay, with just 1 sec. Right now we're doing an incredible breakout. This is a really powerful pattern. It's one of the most bullish patterns, actually. It's called a curling pattern. You can see the momentum accelerating right here. I'm really excited about this for a couple reasons. One is that, it's just an amazing time to be an Apple investor right now, or just an Apple trader. If you're trading calls or call spreads or basically anything with a positive delta, it's a really exciting time, not only because we're breaking to new highs, but we're doing it with a lot of authority. We're basically leading the market right now at this stage, and I think there's a few reasons for that, which I'll discuss today. But right now you can see, we had this whole ascending wedge. 210, I said, was the over-under area. We broke above that last week, and then we gapped up on Thursday and then really accelerated on Friday. Again, this is a curling pattern. It's a very powerful pattern. And when we take a look back on the chart, you can see a couple things. One, we're basically above this resistance point, which is really good for the stock. Also, we're kind of accelerating right now, which is interesting. So why would a stock do that? Well, right now the stock market in Wall Street is in a process of reprocessing, right, or repricing the stock. Now, this reminds me of a time back in 2012, and I'm going to kind of highlight that for you. Anybody who was trading Apple a lot over the last decade like I have been, you've kind of seen everything. And so back here, the stock had this really great up channel. A lot of people thought it was going to basically hit a little overhead right here. It did, and it gapped up into it, but then it just really took off. And here's that curling pattern I was talking about before. See how it just kind of curls up? This pattern actually is not only really, really bullish short term, but it could turn into a long-term run. Last time, obviously, this is split adjusted, but we went from about 65 to 90 over a period of about 3 or 4 months. It was an incredibly bullish time for the stock. This huge increase was the market repricing the company. They had been doing incredibly well with their iPhone. The market had undervalued their success, and all of a sudden everybody finally got it, and they're like, oh my goodness, Apple's going to crush with this. And so the market repriced. They repriced the stock much higher as the stock went up. And it was repricing because the market was finally catching on to how well they were doing with iPhone sales. Now, fast forward, to right now, basically, and the market is in a stage of repricing the stock again. This time, however, I believe it's because of services revenue, which is something that I've been discussing a lot lately, especially even pre-earnings, when I said keep an eye on their services revenue and how fast that is growing. So right now, the market is in a process of repricing the stock because of that. And I think this is a really exciting time to be an Apple investor. Okay, and again, last week I used the 210 area, above 210. I said, hey, if it goes above 210 and closes there, I think we're looking at least 212 to 215. It blew right through those targets, and it looks like it's headed to 220, potentially even 230. All right, Micah back here in real time. I hope you enjoyed that quick video talking about this curling pattern. And at the very end, you heard my statement that I thought that $230 could be the next target. Again, we were just $1 short of that. Now, what do we do going forward? Well, a couple things. We're on day 7 of this current payday cycle, and it could continue. The metric system, again, I've been using is as long as it closes at a new daily high, then it's likely to continue. Although we are very deep cycle here and 3 cycles in a row. We're also coming right into September. September, seasonally over the last 5 years, has been a soft month of the year. Generally, that's because the stock has a little bit of a hard time post iPhone announcement. However, the iPhone announcement is scheduled for September 12th. So we still have a little bit of time in there. Okay, let's take a look and see what the stock did last September. Okay, last September, you can see literally we had a rally all the way into the beginning of September. On the first trading day of September, we started to sell off, and then we sold off a lot more heading into the end of September. So a little bit of caution here, right? Because normally September is a little soft. Now, normally we don't have these insane moves like we've been having. Again, 3 payday cycles in a row. So keep an eye on the metric system. As long as it closes at new daily highs, it can continue. But once we get to, or I guess if we get to day 10, 11, 12, we would be extremely late cycle. My biggest problem in Apple over the last few weeks is I've been taking profits too soon. And while they have been great profits, and I've been doing calls, bull call spreads, everything, I've been taking them off probably a little bit too soon. I would have made a lot more money if I just would have held all the way to that target of 230. But, you know, the saying goes, you never met a satisfied trader. I've been pressing hard on the accelerator for my calls and my debit spreads with Apple over the last few weeks. In fact, since I started using this new broker, Robinhood, that does not charge commissions in May, I've traded probably 500 to 700 option contracts on Apple, and probably made between $15,000 and $20,000 already, which has been really, really cool, especially because I started with a very small account of only $5,000. So we're actually working on putting together a really great case study for you. I'm working with some people here at Wall Street AO. We're putting and plotting down every single trade I made over the last few months, and we're going to do a really great case study workshop and answer questions about it. So you'll be able to see not only how I'm using the tools and backtesting stuff at Wall Street AO, but you'll be able to see how I'm implementing it in real time with the trading, okay? So keep an eye out for an email about that workshop. It's likely going to happen in the next week or two to talk about all those trades that I've been doing. And I'd love to get some feedback from everybody. Right now, the market's been ripping. I know I've been getting a ton of great emails and people letting me know how much they're making right now with their Apple trading and Amazon trading and, you know, even in Square. So I'm going to put a link right below this video. It's going to be to a little forum. And if you had a big win lately, if you have a really big win trading Apple or any of the other stocks we're trading at Wall Street AO, click the link and fill out the form and tell us about it. We'd love to hear about it and celebrate your success with you. So click that link right below, and I really appreciate it. Okay, this is Michael Lamar, and I'll see you on the inside.